on UCF Nightly News. Learn how one disease is threatening our campus and what UCF Health Services is doing to help.
Find out how UCF is ensuring pedestrian safety after a death in one of the parking garages on campus.
In sports, receive a glimpse into UCF volleyball team's undefeated 2022 campaign as they prepare for the UCF Invitational this weekend. Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Emily Mcminn.
And I'm Alina Hoarau. Today is Friday, September 9th, 2022.
In global news, Queen Elizabeth II is dead at 96 years old. Officials from Buckingham Palace announced the news of her passing at her summer residence in Scotland yesterday. The Queen was Britain's longest reigning monarch, with her reign spanning over 7 decades. Prince Charles will succeed her and earn a new title, King Charles III.
Students living on campus are starting to see the effects of housing market inflation as they sign leases for the upcoming school year. Nightly News reporter Kyle DeWitt spoke to a UCF student who says his rent increased dramatically.
It's just I now have to juggle school and work a lot more.
Orlando rates for rent are rising at the 7th highest pace in the country and not on pace to slow down anytime soon. And for college students, they are feeling the effects.
According to CoStar Commercial Real Estate, rent in the Orlando area increased an average of $380 since the start of the pandemic.
UCF sophomore Clayton Gregory says that he is feeling these rising rates firsthand. His cost of living has increased from $500 to $900 a month and has to work more to make ends meet.
Now, before I was able to do around 2 9-hour shifts a week, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday through Friday would be schooling. Now I gotta pick up multiple shifts. As you can see, I'm now working multiple days a week just to kind of pick up the slack.
Meanwhile, landlords are also feeling the impact of inflation. Carol Frederick rents out 3 homes in the Orlando area, 2 of which are to college students. She says that these rising costs are not just for the landlord's profits, but for the cost to keep the properties afloat.
Tenants don't realize that we're entitled to make a profit because it's a business, right? But also, I think everything I've experienced as a landlord has boiled down to communication.
Florida economic analysts say that the cause for increase in rent comes from rising property taxes and insurance premiums. In Orlando, Kyle DeWitt, UCF Nightly News.
If you or anyone you know is struggling to find a stable living condition, visit the UCF Cares website or the Orange County Resources page.
UCF is the largest university in the country with more than 70,000 students. As we continue to navigate this stage of the COVID-19 pandemic, there's another threat that may put your health at risk. Nightly News reporter Carrie Searcy will tell you more about monkeypox and UCF's plan to keep you safe.
The CDC states that monkeypox is a rare disease caused by the infection of the monkeypox virus. The virus originated in Africa, but infections have spread to other parts of the world. It's transmitted from animals to humans, and once a person becomes infected, they can pass it to others. In the U.S., there are over 21,000 confirmed cases. Here in Orange County, there are 81 confirmed cases. Alexandra Pedraza, a graphic design major, says she has not heard anything from UCF about the virus, which worries her.
In general, a lot of people in this school could have it without probably knowing it, since it's such kind of misinformed information about what the monkeypox is. Of course, I'm going to be very concerned about it.
The disease is primarily spread by skin-to-skin contact. Symptoms include rash and lesions, fever, and body aches. Associate Vice President of Student Health Services, Dr. Michael Dyken, says the virus isn't their top priority.
Investigating behind the scenes and talking to various people on campus about the risk to campus. There often are numerous things that are going on health-wise, and we have to prioritize.
There are vaccines available for the virus, but supply is low. Dr. Dyken says the rise of monkeypox was a surprise, and since there are limited doses, the Department of Health is being very selective about who receives it. As soon as UCF Health Services gets information from the Florida Department of Health about the vaccine, they will let you know when it will be available here. For now, there's no confirmed cases of monkeypox at UCF. If someone is infected, health services will review each case and begin the contact tracing process. In Orlando, Carrie Searcy, UCF Nightly News.
If you are experiencing any symptoms of monkeypox, contact Student Health Services at 407-823-2701 to schedule a telehealth appointment.
So, Jeff, can you go ahead and let us know what the weather's looking like for tonight's football game?
I sure can. Game day against Louisville is here, and it's looking to be a rainy one. We're expecting cloudy skies this afternoon with a 70% chance of rain, and we have a high of 90 degrees and a low of 74 degrees as we move toward the evening. There's going to be a wind speed of 8 miles per hour coming from the south this afternoon, and humidity will be at 90%. Make sure to bring an umbrella to the game due to the early PM showers. Plus, we're keeping an eye on Hurricane Earl's impact on the Atlantic Ocean. This is looking to cause rough rip currents on the eastern coast. I'll tell you what to expect for the upcoming weekend later in the show. Now back to you, Alina and Emily.
Choosing a major can be a daunting task. Choosing the right one can be even harder. Roughly 80% of students change majors at least once, says a report by the National Center for Education, while 61% of grads surveyed by Best Colleges say they would go back and switch majors if they could. This means that students may want to think twice before letting mom and dad make their major decision. Emily Flaws-Tiz, Assistant Director of Career Development, shares how students can pick the right major.
Do a self-assessment, reflect on their past experiences, consider things that they've enjoyed doing, what things they haven't enjoyed doing, understand what those themes are, because that can indicate what their core values and interests are.
Flaws-Tiz says that getting to know your passions and interests can help you discover your career purpose. Students can stop by Career Services to learn more about the different majors and career opportunities UCF offers.
In more global news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky claims his soldiers reclaimed the Kharkiv city of Balaklia from Russia. Zelensky posted a video of soldiers standing above a building with a Ukrainian flag, saying Russian forces withdrew there. Retaking the key city is a major win in the fight for a free Ukraine.
Many UCF students work and go to school at the same time, so trying to find a healthy work and school life balance can be challenging. According to the American Association of University Professors, 43% of full-time undergraduate students are employed while enrolled in school. Sophomore biology major Janie Downs shares her feelings on what it's like being a full-time student and having to work about 30 hours a week to make ends meet.
And I'm taking 5 credits this semester with the lab. So it is definitely a hard work-life balance, and this is the first time since I've been at school that I am working and employed, so it's difficult.
Finding a healthy balance between both school and work for the first time can cause stress. Officials encourage students to seek financial aid assistance, like grants and scholarships, to reduce the need to work as often. After the break, we will talk about how UCF ranks among other universities.
And get an inside look on my conversation with the ballet dancer from Ukraine during their recent visit to UCF. The Washington Monthly magazine placed UCF Washington Monthly magazine placed UCF as the 47th best university in the country. UCF is 23 spots closer to number 1 from its previous placement in 2021. The university remains in the top spot for student government voting. UCF freshman Juliet Bimbert says she's proud to attend a university that receives accolades like this one.
It makes me feel happy that I chose this school and that I'm able to have so many opportunities here, especially as an engineer, because I know that the school is especially good for that. So I'm actually pretty proud of the school too. I'm glad that I chose this school.
The Washington Monthly ranks UCF 7. Ranked 7th in the Southeast for the best bang for your buck and 37th nationally for social mobility. The university is also 68th for research and 89th for service. Members of the Ukrainian National Ballet are back home in Kiev following their time in Orlando. Nightly News reporter Alina Hoarau was able to speak with a dancer about the country's ongoing war.
So it was really scary the first months.
Nikita Suhorukov is a ballet dancer from Ukraine who says it's difficult to describe what his people are going through.
For most of the people in Ukraine, it was confusion and scare and fear, and they don't know what to do.
Last week, the National Ballet of Ukraine sold out tickets for their first U.S. show since 2018. Florida is also the only state the ballet toured before returning home. The dancers made their way to the campus's Pegasus Ballroom last week. UCF alumnus Mark Mcminn is the president and CEO of the Ginsberg Family Foundation. His foundation partnered with the Dr. Phillips Center to host the Dancers in Discussion event at UCF. Mcminn previously managed the Kyiv Symphony while developing relationships with the country's government.
This really was a collective community effort to be able to host them, lift them up, and support the needs of Ukraine.
The audience watched performances like Swan Lake before participating in a panel discussion on the war in Ukraine. While each dancer has their own unique story, they all have one thing in common: the love for dance. In Orlando, Alina Hoarau, UCF Nightly News.
UCF's Ukrainian Cultural Foundation launched a fundraising campaign this year to support the ongoing war. To learn more, visit ucf.in.ua. Disney will hold the 2022 D23 Expo this weekend. The convention will be held in Anaheim, California, September 9th through the 11th. The expo will feature panels from Disney celebrities and executives. Those panels will cover upcoming Disney movies and television shows, as well as attractions at those theme parks. The live stream is available for viewing at d23expo.com/livestream. After the break, we'll dive into pedestrian safety on campus with UCF PD. And we will talk to Jeff Laux about the weather forecast for the week. See you in a bit.
As the new school year begins, we're seeing an increase in traffic around campus for both drivers and pedestrians. Nightly News reporter Caitlin Simpson talks about the increase of police presence on campus.
UCF PD began their annual campaign on pedestrian safety by bringing more officers on campus.
Yeah, the Best Foot Forward campaign is a safety campaign that targets drivers who fail to yield the right of way to pedestrians. They need to stop completely when they see a pedestrian crossing at a crosswalk. That way they can cross completely all the way to the other side of the road safely.
UCF PD will be monitoring areas of high pedestrian traffic, such as this crosswalk here, to ensure drivers are following all safety precautions, especially around pedestrians. The Best Foot Forward campaign was created in 2012 to combat the statistic that 3 people are killed every week crossing the street.
So we have people in plain clothes walking back and forth on a crosswalk, which is clearly marked with flashing lights, and we're targeting those careless drivers who are failing to yield the right of way to pedestrians.
Ariana Valenzuela believes Florida drivers are fairly cautious around pedestrians because of the laws in place.
I feel like cars, especially in Florida, are very aware of pedestrians simply because we have a lot of laws protecting us.
In Orlando, Caitlin Simpson, UCF Nightly News.
Those who violate the pedestrian law on campus will be fined $164 and receive 3 points on their license. Several agencies around Central Florida will be enforcing pedestrian safety from this month until May 23.
Hey Jeff, should we have our umbrellas close by for the next few days?
Hey Emily, I absolutely believe so because these next couple of days is going to be rainy, humid, and very, very hot. So we'll be looking at today's forecast for the highs and lows today. For our highs, we have up in Tallahassee, we have 86 degrees, up in Jacksonville, up 86 degrees. So it looks like it's staying cool up north, but when you get back down south and you get into Central Florida, it's hot and steamy. So for tonight's game, look forward to wearing some shorts because it's going to be humid out there. And now we'll take a look at our lows. And our lows, we're looking at Tallahassee getting a bit cooler tonight, so all our friends up in FSU are definitely celebrating that. But down in Miami, it's staying a bit warm down near the beaches, so make sure to keep some type of cool clothing on. And now we'll go to our 5-day forecast. For our 5-day forecast, on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday upcoming week, we have the highs around 92 to 94. And our lows are about the same, hitting 76 to 75. Our humidity is around the same, so it's going to be the typical Florida weather all week long. So get ready because we're heading into September, so this means it's thunderstorm season, so get your rain jackets ready, umbrella ready, and be ready for the football games this season. Sunday, Monday, and Sunday, there will be the Miami Dolphins versus the Patriots down in Miami. Get your raincoats for that. And now back to Alina and Emily.
Coming up in sports, we'll talk about how UCF is gearing up for their big matchup with Louisville tonight.
Plus, we'll see how the UCF men's club soccer team is transitioning to their new president announced before the season. We will be right back. I know.
Good afternoon, Knight Nation. I'm Riley Sheppard, and I'm here live from inside the bounce house as the Knights prepare for their matchup against Louisville tonight. This is your weekly UCF Sports Update. The UCF volleyball team is off to a good start in the 2022 campaign. The Knights are coming off a big 56-10 victory against South Carolina State last Thursday at the bounce house, but this week the Knights welcome a Power 5 opponent with the Louisville Cardinals coming into town.
Again. Yeah, once again, Michaela Melville is just such a solid and consistent player, scoring from all here. It could be match point. And it is. Melville! On the floor, blocking, passing, playing defense. Just a fantastic all-around player.
It was an even match throughout, back and forth. They split the first two sets in the
3 in 3 days. I'd rather play 3 in 3 days than 3.
Then UCF is playing for their second home win of the season with kickoff set for 7:30 at the bounce house. The Knights will take on Florida Atlantic down in Boca Raton next Saturday. Come on. Go, Grant. After 2 wins last weekend, Knights volleyball is ready to add to its win total with the UCF Invitational starting today. Following a 3-set sweep over Syracuse last Friday and a thrilling 5-set victory over Kansas State on Saturday, the Knights begin their 2022 campaign undefeated. The team faces UNC Wilmington today at 4:30 p.m. at the venue. Despite playing 3 games in 3 days, head coach Todd Desrae looks at the opportunity with a positive mindset. Go to men's club soccer. With the UCF men's club soccer team season starting this Saturday, the team announced a new president for the 2022-2023 school year. UCF Knightly news reporter Samuel Sullivan spoke with the president and his teammates before their season opener.
The UCF men's club soccer team announced a new team president for the upcoming season. Senior Evan Walker was named president after being the risk manager last season. Walker said he is excited for the opportunity.
Probably one of the proudest moments I've had at this school. Really, it just came to the point where I was one of the youngest officers, and while all the other officers left to go graduate, I was next up in line.
Updated on
this
how
is
the
Walker's
team plays
fourth
this
year with the team, and he is pleased with its growth over time. He said this team is capable of going back to nationals and winning it all this fall. Teammate John Anassis said Walker is a great leader who can lead them to nationals again.
I love when Evan is leading practice. I love to hear him on the field. He's a really good guy. He's a good voice. And on and off the pitch, I'd say. Even off the pitch, tailgates, for example, hangouts, he's always there. He's a big presence, and I think Evan deserves it a lot.
Anassis said Walker can help blend the current team with the new players from tryouts this past week.
With a new president comes a new roster. This season, the UCF men's club soccer team is holding tryouts all week with over 80 students signed up.
The team held tryouts both last week and this week and saw their largest turnout ever. Risk manager Luke Lawrence said the size of tryouts has grown every year since COVID, and it's a good sign for the future.
My freshman year was COVID year. Wasn't many people. I was like one of 10 that tried out. Sophomore year, it was around 70, and then we just keep going up every year, and I just love to see it.
With the team already nearly full, Walker believes the mix of new and current players will work well to obtain their goal.
Basically, ever since we got back from COVID, the most important thing was solidifying the proper foundation, and I think we did so. We have a great group of guys out here.
The team will travel to Nova Southeastern University for their first game tomorrow. In Orlando, Samuel Sullivan, UCF Nightly News.
That's all for sports. Emily and Alina, back to you.
That's our time for right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our website, nightlynews.ucf.edu.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you have a good day. So, did you think that went well? No.